Assalamu alaikum, all you are India student. Today we have a very interesting topic, random variable, how we can define and how we can represent and how we can do a random variable is a function we are using. So first of all we define definition of the variable whose values are determined by random experiment is called random variable. Random variable abbreviation is R.V. So the random variables are denoted by capital letters such as X, Y, and Z, etc. And its elements are denoted by small letters such as X, small x, Y, and small y, and Z, etc. Example 2 kind of task. Let X denote the number of heads. So we are interested in the number of heads. First of all, we are needed to draw the sample space. So number of sample space is equal to 2 exponent of n, where n is called the number of experiment. How we can doing the number of experiment? There are 2 experiments we are doing, so we can write 2 exponent of 2 is equal to 2. 2.2 is equal to 4. So it means that the sample space consists of this 4 is further divided by 2, so we get 2 heads and 2 tails, 2 heads and 2 tails. Similarly, this 2 is further divided by 2 because the basis of the coin is 2. For this reason we divide each term by 2. So we get 1 heads, 1 tail, 1 head, and 1 tail. So we check the sample space and here. So there are 2 heads and there is 1 heads, and there is 1 heads and there is no heads. We are interesting. Let X denote the number of heads. So X is equal to 0, 1, and 2. So we can say that so X is a random variable. We assign a numerical value to each outcomes of a random experiment of the sample space. Let W be the result of a random experiment. So W is the result is 2 tails, 1 head, 1 tail, 1 tail, 1 heads, and 2 heads. So X is the function of the given random experiment. So this will be 0 and 1, 1 and 2 heads. Now we write their function. W and X is the function of W. So their result is W is TT and their result is 0. Similarly, HT, the result is 1. Similarly, TH, the result is also 1. And HH, there are 2 heads, the result is 2. Of each term, if we write in the brackets form, so this will be W is called domain and XW is called range. So from this function we define here it we can also define the random variable and the form of function the random variable the function with domain of a random experiment and range the real values is called random variables. Now we can define the types of random variable. Types of random variable. There are generally two types of random variable. One is discrete random variable, and the second is continuous random variable. So each discrete random variable we are defined. Discrete random variable, the first one. The variable which can assumes finite or countable infinite set of values. In other words, the variable which take values by jumps or by gaps is called random variable. Generally, a random variable represents count data and it must be in a whole numbers. Variable, for example, the number of customers arriving at paying center. Number second, the number of sepals on a flower. The monthly income of a college professor. And number four, the total number of accidents per month at Karachi city. The number of students in a university. These are the general example of the discrete random variable. Now we are proceeding to the second type is continuous random variable. Continuous random variable. That type of random variable, the variable which can assume any values lies between the interval such as a less than b, where a is less than b. For example, we can write 5 interval 10, 10 interval 15, up to so on. Now, generally, continuous random variable represents mere data such as time, temperature, weight, height, and volume, etc. are the general example of the continuous random variable. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel and share this video more and more.